Have you ever felt like the world of chickens is a living legacy of dedication, sacrifice, and above all, a lot of hard work? Where each variety or breed tells the story of generations of people who have cared for, genetically selected, and crossbred countless variations to see the impressive breeds with unique characteristics that exist today. If so, then get ready for a visual journey that will challenge your concept of beauty when it comes to these ornamental birds. Today I'm going to tell you about 10 ornamental breeds that not only dazzle with their colors, but also hide evolutionary histories as fascinating as their feathers. From breeds that survived ice ages to mutations that look like the work of an obsessive painter, each of these birds holds an evolutionary secret in its DNA that will surprise you. I confess that choosing just 10 was an epic battle, and yes, I betrayed several candidates in the process. But if, by the end of this video, I manage to surprise you with at least one bird you never imagined existed, I will have accomplished my mission. And do you already have a favorite that you think should be on this list? Let me know in the comments. If you name any variety that I haven't talked about on my channel before, I promise to research it and make a video about it. Do you accept the challenge? This list of the 10 ornamental chicken breeds is in no specific order, as all the ones we'll mention are unique and special. Let's begin. Number 1. The Silkie chicken. Although its name suggests a relationship with Japan, its documented origin dates back to ancient China, where they were valued for their medicinal properties and their unique plumage. The first records of this breed date back to the 13th century, when the explorer Marco Polo mentioned them as hairy chickens during his travels through Asia. This breed arrived in Europe in the same century, where they were initially considered exotic birds. Officially recognized in the USA in 1874 and in Europe in 1865, they became popular as ornamental birds and foster mothers for the eggs of other breeds that had trouble incubating or being good mothers. There are two varieties of this breed, the standard variety that we all know, and the bantam variety, which is smaller. Males of these two varieties weigh from 2.2 to 4 pounds, 1 to 1.8 kilograms, and females from 1.8 to 3 pounds, 0.8 to 1.4 kilograms. The plumage of silkies is similar to the hair of a cat or a rabbit, without the structures that hold feathers together, which gives them a fluffy appearance and prevents them from flying. This breed has black skin and sometimes black bones, caused by fibromelanosis, a rare genetic mutation very similar to that of the Iam Chimani breed. Unlike the 4 toes that most chickens commonly have, this breed has 5 toes on each foot. The earlobes are usually turquoise, which is a distinctive feature of the breed. Silkies lay between 50 and 120 eggs per year, which is a normal number for ornamental chickens. The eggs are usually cream-colored and weigh between 1.2 and 1.6 ounces, 34 to 45 grams. The age at which they start laying is between 7 and 10 months, later than other breeds due to their slow physical development. This breed makes excellent mothers. Their tendency to brood their eggs is unique and well known by most breeders. Generally, silkies are used to incubate the eggs of any other chicken breed due to their dedication and high success rate. This breed is so good at raising its young that even the roosters participate in feeding and protecting the chicks, an uncommon behavior in other breeds. As for their temperament, they are 100% docile. Historically, they are considered one of the calmest and friendliest breeds that exist today. They integrate well into medium or large groups of other chicken breeds, although you should always be careful that they don't become victims of more aggressive birds due to their size and passivity. Personally, I've had this breed at home, and although they aren't noisy, they are playful and enjoy interacting with people, especially children. Regarding their care, you must protect them from moisture since their plumage is not waterproof. They require dry shelter to avoid hypothermia. It's preferable to keep them in coops with wood shavings on the floor to protect their feathered feet. Their diet is simple, like that of any other chicken variety, with a balanced diet based on protein for growing chicks and adults. Although they don't fly, they need ventilated and shaded areas to peck and dust bathe, which helps prevent lice in their delicate plumage and at the same time relieves them of stress that heat can cause when raised in countries with a temperate climate. In China, their black meat is considered a delicacy with medicinal properties, used in soups and stews. The color of their plumage is another very interesting topic, as there are 6 officially recognized varieties: white, black, blue, buff, gray, and partridge. Many other colors exist, but they are not standardized. This breed has a great lifespan, living from 7 to 9 years, outliving many more productive breeds. Number 2. The Sebright breed. This breed originated in England and was created in the 19th century by Sir John Saunders Sebright, an aristocrat and passionate breeder. The goal at that time was to develop an ornamental bird with perfectly laced feathers and a small size. This breed was one of the first bantam breeds to be standardized in the United Kingdom in the 1800s. I want to pause here because I think it's important for you to know what the term bantam means, as you'll hear it often in the poultry world. The term bantam, when referring to chicken breeds, refers to a miniature version of a standard, normal-sized chicken breed, or a chicken breed that exists only in a small size and does not have a standard-sized counterpart. In this case, the Sebright breed is a true bantam breed, but bantams of the Rhode Island Red or barred Plymouth Rock breeds can also exist, to name a few examples. Let's continue. Males can reach a weight of between 21 and 25 ounces, 600 to 700 grams, and females between 18 and 21 ounces, 500 to 600 grams. Each feather of this breed has a black edge, especially in the gold or silver varieties, which creates a laced effect. The most striking feature of this breed, apart from its size, is its rose comb, which is small and adorned with rounded points. The wings are long and almost touch the ground when they are completely at rest. This breed has a fairly low egg production, ranging from 60 to 80 eggs per year. The eggs have a cream or slightly tinted shell and weigh between 1 and 1.4 ounces, 30 to 40 grams. They typically start laying between 6 and 7 months of age, although some may take up to 8 months. This time frame is normal for ornamental breeds, as is the number of eggs they lay per year. What is a bit unusual is their incubation instinct, which ranges from low to moderate. Only about 40 to 50% of the hens show an instinct to brood their eggs, and they are not particularly known for being good mothers due to their small size and nervous temperament. If you do manage to get this breed to incubate their eggs, you need to be very attentive, as they often abandon the eggs, generally due to stress or a lack of a suitable space, as they require very protected nests. Temperament is another very special aspect of this breed. As I mentioned before, this variety is very active. They love to explore and peck at insects. For this reason, they are considered nervous. They also prefer to live in small groups of their own breed, as they can feel intimidated by other breeds that are generally larger than they are. These birds are not as friendly as the silky chickens we mentioned earlier. They require delicate handling and patience to gain their trust. Something peculiar about this breed is that the roosters have a high-pitched and short crow, less strident than other breeds due to their small size. This breed is sensitive to cold due to its small size and rose comb, which is prone to frostbite in winter. For this reason, if you live in a cold climate and want to raise this breed, this information would be an important factor to consider. As for their diet, they require normal feed like any other breed, which is a diet rich in protein, ranging from 20 to 22% to maintain the shine of their plumage. Sebrights are very good flyers, which is why you should try to keep them in enclosed coops if you don't want them to wander away from the area where you keep them. This breed does not have as long a lifespan compared to other breeds, as they can live about 5 to 7 years if kept in optimal conditions. Number 3. The Brahma breed. The Brahma breed is one of the most imposing and emblematic breeds in the poultry world. Its roots are in Asia thanks to the crossbreeding of Cochin, also known as Shanghai chickens, and the Chittagong breed from Malaysia. Although its origin is in Asia, the development and popularization of the breed mainly occurred in the United States. The name Brahma evokes the majestic Brahmaputra River of India, a choice that sought to highlight its mystique and grandeur. Subsequently, in 1852, this breed was exported to Europe from the United States, where it quickly gained popularity thanks to its remarkable ability to adapt to cold climates and its valuable dual purpose for both meat and egg production at that time. Currently, this breed is valued solely for its purely ornamental purpose. Regarding their physical characteristics, the Brahma stands out for its considerable size. Males typically reach a weight of between 7.7 and 11 pounds, 3.5 and 5 kilograms, sometimes even exceeding 11 pounds in notable specimens. Females, on the other hand, weigh between 6.6 and 9.9 pounds, 3 and 4.5 kilograms. There is also a miniature version of this breed, known as the Bantam, which I mentioned earlier, where weights range between 2.2 and 2.6 pounds, 1 and 1.2 kilograms. In terms of height, standard-sized Brahma roosters can stand as tall as 30 inches, 76 centimeters, while hens are around 18 inches, 45 centimeters. One of their most distinctive unique features is the abundant plumage that covers their legs, extending completely down the shanks. This characteristic, although ornamental, requires special care, especially in humid climates, to avoid health problems. Another notable feature is their pea comb, which is small and compact, an ideal adaptation to minimize the risk of frostbite during cold winters. The Brahma breed has various color varieties in its plumage, including the elegant light with black laced, the warm dark, the classic silver, the soft blue, and the rich buff. Regarding their egg production, the Brahma hen is considered a moderate to low layer, with an average of between 120 and 150 eggs annually. The eggs they lay are characterized by their cream color and a weight of between 1.9 and 2.1 ounces, 55 and 60 grams, classifying them as medium in size. The age at which Brahmas typically start laying is around 7 months, although many breeders recommend waiting until 18 months to allow for complete physical development and thus maximize their productive potential and obtain better offspring. As for their temperament and behavior, the Brahma is widely recognized as one of the most docile, calm, and friendly breeds, making it an excellent choice for both families and those new to raising poultry. Brahma roosters, despite their size, are usually protective of their flock without showing unnecessary aggression, even in the presence of other bird species. Their adaptability is another point in their favor. Although their dense plumage provides excellent resistance to cold, they also tolerate heat well, provided they have adequate shade and constant access to fresh water. In terms of sociability, Brahmas tend to integrate smoothly into mixed flocks of bird breeds, although their considerable size may initially intimidate smaller breeds like the first two we've already discussed. Regarding their incubation and brooding instincts, Brahma hens stand out as excellent mothers. They have a strong incubation instinct and are highly valued for their dedication to incubating their eggs, even going so far as to incubate eggs of other species such as ducks or pheasants with the same diligence. However, it is important to note that Brahma chicks require special attention during their first few months of life, as they are more susceptible to respiratory illnesses and the appearance of fungi on the feathers of their legs. To ensure the well-being of Brahma chickens, some special care is required. Their habitat should offer spacious and, above all, dry areas to prevent the feathers on their legs from tangling, becoming excessively damp, and consequently preventing infections like bumblefoot, pododermatitis. Their diet should be balanced and rich in protein, between 18 and 20%, to support their large body mass, and supplementing with free-ranging is recommended. Regarding climate protection, although they are cold-hardy birds, during the winter it is essential to ensure that their coop is free of drafts and has clean, dry bedding. Finally, there are some interesting facts about the Brahma chicken that enrich its history. In the 19th century, they played a crucial role in industrial poultry farming due to the quality of their meat until faster-growing breeds replaced them in this area. Despite not being the most productive in terms of eggs, Brahmas have a remarkable lifespan, living between 5 and 8 years, which exceeds the lifespan of many breeds raised primarily for production. In some regions of Asia, their lean meat is considered a true delicacy, being a prized ingredient in traditional soups and stews. Number 4. The Cochin breed. The Cochin, sometimes also called a Cochin China, is a breed originally from China, although its name is mistakenly associated with Vietnam due to the Cochin China region in the Mekong Delta. It was introduced to Europe and America in the 1840s, where it caused fascination due to its size and unique plumage. It played a role in the creation of the Brahma chicken, and became popular during the hen fever in the West for its exotic appeal. Regarding their physical characteristics, Cochins have a considerable weight. Males typically reach between 9.9 and 11 pounds, 4.5 and 5 kilograms, while females range from 8.8 to 9.9 pounds, 4 and 4.5 kilograms. There is also a bantam or miniature version of this breed, where weights range between 21 and 28 ounces, 600 and 800 grams. Among its unique features is the plumage that completely covers its shanks, giving them a characteristic feathered ball appearance. Another distinctive feature is that they have 5 toes on each foot, unlike most chickens. Their body is compact, with a broad chest, short neck, and high-set wings that form a distinctive saddle line. The Cochin comes in various color varieties, including pure white, deep black, partridge pattern, soft blue, warm buff, classic barred, and elegant mottled. Regarding their egg production, the annual quantity varies between 50 and 120 eggs. It's important to note that some bantam varieties tend to be less productive in terms of eggs. The eggs they lay are characterized by their yellowish-brown or cream-colored shells, and a weight of between 1.8 and 2.1 ounces, 50 and 60 grams, which is considered medium for their category. The age at which they start laying is around 7 months, although these birds reach their full reproductive maturity at approximately 2 years old. As for their incubation instinct, Cochins are excellent mothers. They have a well-developed and strong maternal instinct and are highly valued for their willingness to incubate eggs of other avian species and take very good care of the chicks once they hatch. Although their considerable size and dense plumage can slightly hinder their mobility during the incubation process, Regarding their temperament, Cochins are calm, docile, and friendly birds, which makes them ideal companions to live with other breeds of birds, even those known to be more aggressive. They prefer quiet environments and spacious areas to avoid stressful situations. Although they are not particularly active birds, they enjoy safe environments where they can explore at their own pace. To ensure their well-being, Cochins require special care. Their habitat should be kept dry to prevent the abundant plumage on their legs from accumulating mud, which could lead to common infections like bumblefoot, similar to the Brahma breed. Their diet should be rich in protein, between 20 and 22%, to maintain the quality of their plumage and prevent the development of metabolic problems. Additionally, they are sensitive to excessive heat due to their dense plumage, so they need access to shade and adequate ventilation in warm climates. There are some interesting facts about the Cochin chicken that are worth mentioning. In pre-revolutionary Russia, they were especially valued for their ability to lay eggs during the winter, which significantly increased their price in local markets. Despite their meat being described as coarse and dark, these birds remain popular as decorative specimens in various poultry shows. Furthermore, there are bantam varieties that exhibit frizzled plumage and exotic colors, such as gold or blue. Regarding their lifespan, Cochins can live between 8 and 10 years, although they are prone to developing heart and metabolic problems as they age. Finally, when comparing them to other breeds, certain differences can be observed with the Brahma. Although both share the characteristic of having feathered legs, the Cochin has a more rounded body shape and proportionally shorter legs, while the Brahma has a more streamlined appearance. Additionally, their genetics have been used in crosses to develop fast-growing industrial breeds, mainly due to their considerable body weight. Number 5. The Jersey Giant breed. The Jersey Giant, as its name suggests, is an American breed developed in New Jersey in the late 19th century by brothers John and Thomas Black. Their primary goal was to establish a viable alternative to turkeys, characterized by a large size and abundant meat production. To achieve this goal, the Black brothers carried out strategic crossbreedings between breeds such as the Langshan, the Java, and the imposing Brahma. Although the Jersey Giant never commercially surpassed the turkey, it did establish itself as a true icon within the poultry world, mainly due to its imposing presence. It was officially recognized as a breed in 1922 and is currently highly valued both as an ornamental bird for its elegant bearing and for its dual purpose, offering both meat and eggs. Regarding their physical characteristics, the Jersey Giant lives up to its name. Males can reach a considerable weight of between 12 and 13 pounds, 5.5 and 6 kilograms, with some specimens even exceeding 15 pounds, 7 kilograms. Females, although lighter, are also robust, weighing between 8.8 and 9.9 pounds, 4 and 4.5 kilograms. There is a bantam version of this breed, although it is quite rare to find, where weights are around 3.3 to 4.4 pounds, 1.5 to 2 kilograms. In terms of height, these birds can exceed 27.5 inches, 70 centimeters, with long and noticeably muscular legs that contribute to their tall stature. Among their unique features, their dense and glossy plumage stands out, with black being the most common color, although white and blue plumage varieties also exist. Their body is elongated, with a broad back and a deep chest, which gives them an upright and elegant posture. Finally, their comb is single, large in size, and intense red in color, characterized by having between 5 and 6 well-defined points. Regarding their egg production, the Jersey Giant is considered a good layer, with an annual quantity ranging from 150 to 200 eggs. However, their productivity can be reduced in extreme weather conditions. The eggs they lay are light to dark brown in color, the shade of which can vary depending on the specific genetic line. As for egg weight, they are between 1.9 and 2.1 ounces, 55 and 60 grams, classifying them as moderately sized. The age at which the Jersey Giant starts laying is relatively late, ranging from 7 to 9 months. This slower development is characteristic of their large size. Regarding their incubation instinct, it is considered moderate. Only 30 to 40% of the hens show a tendency towards maternal instinct, which is why they manage to lay more eggs than the breeds mentioned previously. Although those that do incubate their eggs are dedicated, their large size can make it difficult to properly cover the eggs in standard-sized nests. As for the care of Jersey Giant chicks, they grow at a slow rate and require a diet especially rich in protein, between 24 and 26%. During their first 12 weeks of life to ensure healthy development. Regarding their temperament, the Jersey Giant is characterized by extreme docility. Despite their imposing size, they are calm, curious, and affectionate birds, making them ideal pets for both families and smaller-scale breeders. Regarding their sociability, they adapt well to living in mixed-breed flocks, although their size usually establishes a natural pecking order without the need for aggression. Additionally, the roosters of this breed have a deep and resonant vocalization, especially when crowing. To ensure the well-being of the Jersey Giant, some special care is required. They need spacious coops to move freely and avoid obesity and joint problems resulting from lack of exercise. Their diet should be abundant, proportional to their size, and it is advisable to supplement their diet with calcium to strengthen their bone structure. Due to their large body mass, they are sensitive to intense heat, so it is crucial to provide them with adequate shade and constant access to fresh water during the summer months. Regarding their health, they are prone to developing hip dysplasia and leg problems if kept on slippery surfaces, so attention should be paid to the type of flooring in their facilities. Finally, there are some interesting facts about the Jersey Giant. Despite being one of the heaviest chicken breeds in the world, their exceptionally gentle temperament has made them popular as giant pets. Historically, during World War I, they were used to supply troops due to their high production of both meat and eggs. Within the breed, the black color variety is the most common, while the white and blue varieties are considered rare and highly sought after at poultry shows. Regarding their lifespan, with proper care, they can live between 6 and 8 years. When comparing them to other breeds, differences can be observed with the Brahma. Number 6. The Orpington breed. The Orpington is a British breed that originated in 1886, thanks to the vision of William Cook in the picturesque town of Orpington, located in Kent, England. Cook's goal was to develop a dual-purpose bird that offered both good meat production and a considerable number of eggs, while also demonstrating hardiness in cold climates and possessing a docile temperament. To achieve this objective, Cook carried out strategic crossbreedings between breeds such as the Minorca, the Langshan, and the Plymouth Rock, carefully selecting black-colored specimens. This choice of color was not accidental, as black helped to conceal the industrial dirt prevalent in the Victorian era. The Orpington's success was almost immediate. In 1895, just a few years after its creation, it made its debut at the prestigious Madison Square Garden in New York, where it quickly conquered the American poultry market. Although initially promoted as an eminently utilitarian breed, its undeniable elegance and the appearance of various color varieties, such as the original black, pure white, soft blue, and iconic buff, turned it into a prominent symbol at poultry shows. Regarding their physical characteristics, the Orpington's weight varies depending on size. Males in their standard version range between 8 and 10 pounds, 3.6 and 4.5 kilograms, while the bantam version is between 2.2 and 2.6 pounds, 1 and 1.2 kilograms. Standard females weigh between 6 and 8 pounds, 2.7 and 3.6 kilograms, and their bantam counterparts between 2 and 2.4 pounds, 0.9 and 1.1 kilograms. One of their most distinctive unique features is their rounded body, which gives them a compact and muscular silhouette. Their broad chest and upright posture contribute to an appearance often described as a quote-quote feathered barrel. Another characteristic trait is their dense and soft plumage, noticeably fluffier than that of the Brahma, which makes them especially well suited to withstand cold climates. Their comb is a normal shape, small and with rounded points, making it less susceptible to frostbite in winter. Unlike Asian breeds like the Cochin, the Orpington has clean legs, meaning they lack feathers on their shanks. Regarding their egg production, the Orpington can vary depending on the genetic line. Lines selected for high production can reach between 160 and 200 eggs annually, while more ornamental varieties typically lay between 120 and 150 eggs. The eggs they lay are characterized by their light to dark brown color, with black-colored specimens commonly laying eggs with more intense shades. The weight of the eggs ranges between 1.9 and 2.1 ounces, 55 and 60 grams, and the shell is notably thick and strong. The Orpington stands out for its early age of laying, starting to lay eggs between 6 and 7 months of age. This precocity among ornamental breeds is a significant advantage compared to giant breeds like the Jersey Giant, which take longer to reach reproductive maturity, or the Brahma. Regarding their incubation instinct, the Orpington has a range from moderate to high, with approximately 60% of hens showing a tendency towards maternal instinct. Although they are dedicated mothers, their bulky size can make incubation in standard nests somewhat stressful for them. Orpington chicks grow quickly, although they require special protection from the cold during their first few weeks of life, due to the lack of dense plumage in their initial stages. Regarding their temperament, the Orpington is considered one of the heavy breeds with exceptional docility. In fact, they are often described as the friendliest among breeds of their size. Roosters rarely show aggression, even when living with other varieties of birds without problems. Their sociable nature makes them ideal for quiet environments, and they are excellent companions for children or as pet birds in general. Additionally, they possess remarkable adaptability, tolerating a wide range of climates, from snowy winters to warm summers, as long as they have access to shade and fresh water. To ensure the well-being of Orpingtons, some special care is required. Their habitat should offer spacious and well-ventilated coops to prevent their dense plumage from accumulating moisture or becoming a breeding ground for parasites. Their diet should consist of a balanced feed with a protein content of between 16 and 18%, supplemented with calcium sources like oyster shells to maintain good egg quality. In addition, weekly dust baths are essential to help them prevent mite infestations in their thick plumage. Finally, there are some interesting facts about the Orpington. The buff variety is particularly popular, with plumage that exhibits a beautiful tone often described as honey-dipped. This variety was specifically developed to compete with the buff Cochin. Historically, during World War I, Orpingtons played an important role by being used to supply meat and eggs to British troops, thanks to their good production in both aspects. Regarding their lifespan, these birds can live between 7 and 9 years, exceeding the life expectancy of industrial breeds like the Ross or Cobb. When comparing them to other breeds, differences can be observed with the Jersey Giant. The Orpington is noticeably more compact and shorter in height, while the Jersey Giant stands out for its extreme stature and long legs. Regarding advantages over the Brahma, the Orpington generally offers higher egg production. Number 7. The Naked Neck of Transylvania, or Turken. The Naked Neck of Transylvania is a pure breed, not a hybrid. Its distinctive characteristic, the absence of feathers on its neck, comes from a natural genetic mutation of the dominant naked gene that significantly reduces feathering in certain areas of the body. Although there was historically a mistaken belief that it was a cross between chickens and turkeys, hence its colloquial name in some places like Turken, rigorous genetic studies have conclusively confirmed that it is a 100% pure chicken. Regarding its origin and history, this breed emerged in the Transylvania region, Romania, during the 18th century. However, it's interesting to note that there are records of birds with similar characteristics in Madagascar and various parts of Asia, even before the 9th century. Its expansion into Western Europe began in 1874 when it was introduced to England, followed by France in 1878. On the American continent, it arrived during the 19th century, although its popularity experienced a notable increase after being officially recognized in the United States in 1965. Historically, the Naked Neck of Transylvania was highly valued in pastured systems due to its remarkable adaptability to warm climates and its efficiency in feed utilization. In Hungary, during the 1930s, efforts were made to refine it as a dual-purpose bird, seeking to optimize both its meat and egg production. Regarding their physical characteristics, males of this breed typically reach a weight of between 5.5 and 7.7 pounds, 2.5 and 3.5 kilograms, although some selected European lines can reach up to 7.7 pounds, 3.5 kilograms. Females, on the other hand, have a weight that ranges between 4.4 and 5.5 pounds, 2 and 2.5 kilograms. Its most distinctive unique feature is undoubtedly its naked neck. This area has red and wrinkled skin, completely devoid of feathers, as a result of the expression of the dominant naked gene. Another particular physical characteristic is their reduced plumage. Compared to other chicken breeds, the Naked Neck of Transylvania has approximately 40% less feathers, with this reduction being especially noticeable under the wings and in the chest area. This breed comes in various color varieties, including classic black, pure white, intense red, barred pattern, soft blue, and warm buff. It is interesting to note that, in France, only the white color variety is officially recognized. In addition, their comb and wattles are generally small and intensely red in color. Regarding their egg production, the Naked Neck of Transylvania lays between 130 and 180 eggs annually, although this figure may vary slightly depending on the specific genetic line. The eggs they lay are characterized by their light brown to cream color and a thick shell. As for their weight, they usually range between 1.9 and 2.5 ounces, 55 and 70 grams. The age at which they start laying is relatively early, between 5 and 6 months, which highlights their precocity compared to other ornamental breeds. Regarding their incubation instinct, the naked neck of Transylvania exhibits a high and well-defined maternal instinct. Hens are excellent mothers, showing great dedication both in incubating the eggs and in protecting their chicks once hatched. However, it is important to mention that their reduced plumage could make it difficult to cover particularly large clutches. As for their reproductive efficiency, the chicks are born with a naked neck and experience rapid growth, reaching weights of up to 11 pounds, 5 kilograms, for meat production in intensive systems depending on the line. For example, there is a very famous broiler naked neck line that originated from a cross with the Sasso breed, producing Sasso naked necks with great potential in the meat market. Regarding their temperament, the naked neck of Transylvania is characterized as a calm, curious, and easy-to-handle bird, making it an ideal option for those new to raising poultry. Roosters of this breed rarely show aggressive behavior. In addition, they have remarkable stress resistance, being less prone to heat stress thanks to their fewer feathers. This allows them to maintain their activity even during the hottest hours of the day. Regarding their sociability, they adapt well to living with other breeds and to free-range systems, where they prove to be excellent foragers. To ensure the well-being of the naked neck of Transylvania, some special care is required. In cold climates, they need a dry shelter protected from drafts to avoid hypothermia, as their bare skin is sensitive to low temperatures. Their diet should be balanced, with a protein content of between 18 and 20% to optimize both their growth and egg production. Interestingly, their lower need for protein for feather development makes them efficient in feed conversion. Regarding their health, they are more prone to infestation by external parasites such as mites and lice due to their exposed skin, so regular dust baths and periodic checks are recommended. Finally, there are some interesting facts about this breed. During the World Wars, their association with Germany led to a decrease in their popularity in Allied countries. In Hungary, the breed almost disappeared until recovery programs were implemented in the 1950s. In addition, there are regional variants. In France, for example, there is a variety characterized by having a tuft of feathers at the base of the neck, and in other areas, varieties have been observed that do not have this physical characteristic of feathers at the beginning of the neck. The naked neck of Transylvania has much less plumage and a characteristic featherless neck, while the Orpington has dense plumage and a more rounded body. Number 8. The Wyandotte breed. The Wyandotte is a pure breed developed in the United States during the 19th century. Its name pays homage to the Wyandotte Native American tribe, although its creation was the result of the work of American breeders who sought a versatile and aesthetically striking bird. Its development took place in the United States around the 1870s, specifically in the states of New York and Wisconsin. The breed was created from strategic crosses between Sebrights, Brahmas, Cochins, and Hamburgs, with the aim of combining the ornamental beauty of some breeds with the productivity of others. Official recognition of the Wyandotte came with the acceptance of the silver-laced variety by the American Poultry Association in 1883. Subsequently, other equally attractive varieties were added, such as the golden-laced and the blue. The initial purpose of the Wyandotte was to be a dual-purpose bird, valued for both its meat and egg production. In addition, it was designed to withstand the rigors of cold climates and maintain good laying even during the winter months. Regarding their physical characteristics, the Wyandotte's weight varies depending on sex and size. Males in their standard version weigh between 7.5 and 8.6 pounds, 3.4 and 3.9 kilograms, while the bantam version is between 2.2 and 2.6 pounds, 1 and 1.2 kilograms. Standard females weigh between 5.5 and 6.6 pounds, 2.5 and 3 kilograms, and their bantam counterparts between 1.8 and 2 pounds, 0.8 and 0.9 kilograms. One of their most distinctive unique features is their laced plumage. In this pattern, each feather has an edge of contrasting color, such as the elegant silver with black seen in the silver-laced variety. Another notable characteristic is their rose comb, which is compact, resistant to low temperatures, and lacks pointed protrusions. Their body is rounded, with a broad chest, a short back, and an upright posture, giving them a silhouette often described as an elegant barrel. Finally, their legs are yellow and featherless, with 4 well-defined toes on each foot. Regarding their egg production, the Wyandotte is considered a good layer. Traditional lines can produce between 180 and 200 eggs annually, while more ornamental varieties typically lay between 150 and 170 eggs. The eggs they lay are characterized by their light brown color and a thick shell. Their weight ranges between 1.9 and 2.1 ounces, 55 and 60 grams, being considered medium and of a consistent size. In addition, the Wyandotte stands out for its consistency in egg laying, even during the winter months. Regarding their incubation instinct, the Wyandotte has a moderate level. Around 40 to 50% of the hens show a maternal tendency. Although they are dedicated mothers, their instinct is not as persistent as that of traditionally broody breeds. In terms of efficiency, Wyandotte hens protect their eggs well during incubation, although their size can make it difficult to manage particularly large clutches. Regarding their temperament, Wyandottes are calm and confident birds, making them an excellent choice for those new to raising poultry. Roosters are usually protective of their flock, but rarely show aggression. Regarding their sociability, they adapt well to living with other breeds and in free-range systems, although they prefer shaded areas. In addition, they have good resistance to cold climates, thanks to their rose comb and dense plumage, although they tend to avoid extreme heat. To ensure the well-being of Wyandottes, some special care is required. Although they are cold-hardy, it is important to provide them with dry and well-ventilated coops to prevent moisture buildup in their plumage, similar to the previous breeds with dense feathering. Their diet should consist of a balanced feed with a protein content of between 16 and 18%, supplemented with calcium sources such as crushed eggshells to maintain good laying quality. In addition, regular dust baths are essential to help prevent mite infestations, especially in varieties with denser plumage like the buff. Finally, there are some interesting facts about the Wyandotte. The silver-laced variety was the first to be recognized and remains one of the most popular and successful at poultry shows. Regarding their genetic legacy, the Wyandotte participated in the creation of important breeds such as the Rhode Island Red and the New Hampshire. In addition, their image appeared on 1972 U.S. postage stamps as a symbol of the country's traditional poultry farming. Regarding their lifespan, these birds typically live between 6 and 8 years, although specimens have been reported to reach 10 years under optimal care conditions. When comparing them to other breeds, differences can be observed with the Orpington. The Wyandotte has a rose comb and generally denser plumage, while the Orpington has a different comb and is known for being exceptionally docile. Number 9. The Dutch Crested Hen, or Dutch Crested Bantam. The Dutch Crested Hen is a pure and authentic breed, classified as a true bantam, which means there is no standard large-sized version. Its characteristic crest and tiny size have made it one of the most beloved ornamental breeds worldwide. Its origin and history date back to the 17th century in the Netherlands. It is believed to have been developed from bantam chickens brought by Dutch sailors from Southeast Asia. The initial purpose of this breed was purely ornamental, intended to beautify the gardens of the aristocracy and to stand out at poultry shows. Its small size was an advantage, as it allowed them to be kept in small spaces. The Dutch Crested Hen was officially accepted by the American Poultry Association in 1992. Although it had already enjoyed popularity in Europe since the 19th century. As a historical curiosity, it appears in various 17th century Flemish paintings, where it was depicted as a status symbol among the Dutch nobility. Regarding their physical characteristics, the Dutch Crested Hen is notably small. Males typically weigh between 16 and 19 ounces, 450 and 550 grams, while females are even lighter, with a weight ranging between 14 and 18 ounces, 400 and 500 grams. One of their most striking unique features is their voluminous crest. This set of upright and symmetrical feathers completely surrounds their head and requires regular care to prevent mite infestations. Another distinctive trait is their tiny size, being considered one of the smallest chicken breeds in the world. They have short legs and a compact body. Their coloration is very varied, with more than 30 recognized varieties, including classic black, pure white, blue, partridge pattern, and elegant silver gray. Finally, their wattles are red, small, and rounded, creating a beautiful contrast with their plumage. Regarding their egg production, the Dutch Crested Hen is surprisingly productive for its size. They typically lay between 120 and 150 eggs per year. The eggs they lay are creamy white or slightly tinted and weigh between 1 and 1.2 ounces, 30 and 35 grams, classifying them as small but nutritious. The age at which they start laying is relatively early, between 5 and 6 months. Regarding their incubation instinct, the Dutch Crested Hen demonstrates a high maternal instinct. Despite their small size, they are excellent mothers, incubating their eggs with dedication and protecting their chicks fiercely. Although their size limits the number of eggs they can cover per clutch to about 5 or 6, their hatching rate usually exceeds 80% under optimal conditions. Regarding their temperament, Dutch Crested hens are energetic and exploratory birds, making them ideal for small yards or gardens. They are relatively docile and tame easily, although some individuals may show shyness at first. Regarding their sociability, they prefer to live in groups of their own breed. To ensure the well-being of the Dutch Crested hen, some special care is required. Protection of their crest is essential, requiring periodic trimming to maintain good visibility and prevent mite infestations. Due to their small size, they are vulnerable to predators, so they need secure habitats with coops enclosed with fine mesh. Their diet should be rich in protein, between 20 and 22%, to compensate for their high physical activity. Finally, they are sensitive to extreme cold due to their small size, so they require well-insulated coops during the winter. Finally, there are some interesting facts about this charming breed. They were immortalized in the famous Delft pottery, becoming a Dutch cultural symbol. They are considered a true bantam or miniature breed because they do not descend from large breeds but evolved naturally as a miniature. There is a unique variety created in Germany, the Naked Neck Dutch Crested, which combines their characteristic crest with bare skin on the neck. Regarding their lifespan, they can live between 7 and 9 years, exceeding the life expectancy of many other breeds of similar size. When comparing them to other breeds, differences can be observed with the Sebright. Both are considered true bantams or miniature breeds, but the Dutch Crested hen is distinguished by its prominent crest and a greater variety of colors in its plumage. Number 10. The Brazilian Giant Indian breed. The Brazilian Giant Indian is a pure breed developed in Brazil through a meticulous artificial selection process. Although its origins lie in crosses between large fighting breeds, such as the Chameau and the Malay, and local Caipira chickens, it currently possesses a well-defined breed standard and has a national association that actively manages its genetic improvement. Its origin and history are located in Brazil, specifically in the states of Minas Gerais and Goiás in the late 1980s or early 1990s. This breed was created with the aim of combining the imposing size of Asian fighting breeds with the hardiness and adaptability of local Brazilian chickens. Currently, the Brazilian Breeders Association, Associação Brasileira de Criadores, works diligently to achieve its international recognition as the first pure poultry breed originating from Brazil. Initially, its purpose was both ornamental and productive, meat and eggs, although today it stands out mainly for its high value in exhibitions and the high prices its specimens reach in the market. Regarding their physical characteristics, weight and height are distinctive of this breed. Males reach a minimum weight of 9.9 pounds, 4.5 kilograms, and an impressive height of 41 inches, 1.05 meters, measured from the foot to the tip of the stretched beak. Some elite specimens can exceed 51.5 inches, 1.31 meters in height, and reach up to 13.2 pounds, 6 kilograms, in weight. Females are also large, with a minimum weight of 6.6 pounds, 3 kilograms, and a height of around 37 inches, 0.95 meters. Among their unique features is their short plumage that fits tightly to the body, which can be found in a variety of attractive colors such as black, white, red, and blue, among others. Their comb is usually pea-shaped, and their skin is characterized by a distinctive yellow color. Within the breed, several varieties are recognized, including the Yorubu, which is completely black, including skin and legs, the Palaka, which has a naked neck, and the Rakuta with a more rounded head due to crosses with short-beaked chickens. Regarding their egg production, the Brazilian Giant Indian can lay between 160 and 200 eggs per year, although some Brazilian breeders who own these birds report a lower egg production of up to 50 eggs per season, in lines more focused on ornamental traits. The color of the eggs is also a peculiar characteristic, and they can be white, beige, red, blue, or even green, a unique color among chickens. Their weight is between 1.9 and 2.1 ounces, 55 and 60 grams, being medium-sized and rich in protein. The age at which they start laying is relatively late, around 7 months of age, reaching their full reproductive maturity around 14 months. Regarding their incubation instinct, it is considered moderate. Females are usually good mothers, although their large size can make incubating the eggs difficult, so breeders often use artificial incubators to reproduce this breed. Regarding parental care, Brazilian Giant Indian chicks experience rapid growth but require a diet especially rich in protein, between 24 and 26%, during their first 12 weeks of life to prevent bone deformities such as weak legs. Regarding their temperament, the Brazilian Giant Indian is characterized as a calm and sociable bird, making it an ideal option for novice breeders. Males are usually protective of their group, but rarely show aggression, except in situations of territorial competition. They have good adaptability to both tropical climates and colder temperatures, although they need sufficient space to avoid stress. To ensure the well-being of the Brazilian giant Indian, some special care is required. They need spacious areas in their coops, and a minimum of 1 rooster and 2 hens per space is recommended to ensure egg fertility. Their diet should be balanced, and it is advisable to supplement with calcium and vitamins to strengthen their bone structure, avoiding overweight. Regarding their health, they are prone to developing calluses on their feet and viral diseases such as fowlpox, so vaccination is mandatory in many regions. Finally, there are some interesting facts about this impressive breed. Elite specimens can reach very high prices, up to 200,000 Brazilian reals, equivalent to $35,000 US, for a male and R$75,000 or $13,000 US for a female, being used mainly for selective breeding and genetic improvement of the breed. Although it does not appear in Flemish paintings, it is a symbol of status and pride in Brazilian poultry farming. Regarding its current uses, although it is raised for its meat, which is described as succulent and firm, its main market is ornamental and genetic, due to its uniqueness and large size. When comparing them to other breeds, differences can be observed with the Jersey Giant. The Brazilian Giant Indian tends to be taller and have a slightly lower average weight. Furthermore, it is considered a more ornamental breed, while the Jersey Giant stands out more for its meat production. Regarding the advantages over the Brahma, the Brazilian Giant Indian shows greater adaptability to warm climates and shorter plumage that lies closer to the body. If you've made it to the end of this video, it's because you liked all the breeds I've mentioned. For me, these have been my favorites since I was very young. What about you? Which breed did you like the most? Let me know in the comments which breed you liked and have always wanted to have. To your success, breeder friend. Until next time.